well, here we are. We're on lesson 6 tonight, and I'm going to have to speed up sometime, but we'll probably not do it tonight. You're just now getting to the point you're going to have to hand in an exercise tonight, right?
Yes.
Did everybody take the time to do that little chart that I encouraged you to do?
Yeah. I made a chart.
You made you a chart? Remember that?
Very helpful.
You know what I'm talking about? Let me see one if somebody has
I
one.
have one here.
Okay, there? Here, pass it down here.
Oh, I'm
sorry. See what it looks like. Stacy, boy, you did it fancy. All right, yeah. Now, see, sentence 1, sentence 2, each of the words, what they are, and then you've already worked on the translation of it. Yeah, see, if you'll do this, you can see how it helps you to get it all together, doesn't it? Yeah. So this is really nice. That you did a good job. So I expect no one to have any trouble tonight with translation. This is exciting. All right, great. Well, the first thing we do is work on our vocabulary, don't we? So let's do our vocabulary together. If you'll take a look. We have in the dictionary form, angelos, angelu, ha, means angel or messenger. You get the word angel from that, angelos. Apa plus the genitive is from. Now notice, with prepositions, you know how I've taught you, with nouns you say what? The nominative and the genitive form with the article. Okay, right? With the adjectives, you give all three forms of the nominative case and the singular, right? Agathos, agathe, agathon. That's the nominative of the masculine and the feminine and nude, right? And the prepositions, you never say just apa, you say apa with the genitive, or hupa with the genitive, or the, you have that here?
No.
You don't know hupa, okay. But hupa with the genitive and the accusative. Or when we have here, dia with the accusative means, because of, on the sake of, on account of. Dia with the genitive means through, by, yeah. Indirect agents. So you don't just say the preposition, you must say the preposition with the cases it goes with and what they mean. Not just one. If it goes with 2 cases, you say both. If it goes with 3 cases, you say all 3. The only way to learn these is to learn them with the cases they go with. Because you'll see them in different cases and you've got to know the difference. A lot of difference between through and because of. So, apa with the genitive means from which you get the word apostasy. Balo means to throw or put or place. Balo. Balo. You'll see balo a lot, but you see variations usually with balo. Ana balo, you know, and other forms. But balo, I throw, put out, place. Ballistic. That's not where you get the word ball.
And that's an easy way to remember it.
Yeah. You throw the ball.
Yeah.
That is. It's a mnemonic device. Yeah. We used to do one in Hebrew. The only ones I remember, because I don't learn that way. I just look at a word, I memorize it. That's all I do. I just look at words and memorize them. Some people use mnemonic devices, and the only ones I remember are the ones 2 that our professor gave us. One was cigar, which in Hebrew means to shut. And I think of a guy with a cigar having the door shut on it. And the other is zakar, which means to
Drive.
no. But it means to look for, seek, looking for zikar in the parking lot. That's the only 2 I know. That's the one he told us in class. Everything else I memorized, just straight out. And but if it helps you, it's fine. My problem with mnemonic devices, I've got to first of all remember the device, and then after I remember that, then I've got to remember what the word is. So to me, it's a dual step. Anyway, so but if it helps you with balo, throw the ball, that's fine. Dia with the genitive means through. Dia with the accusative means for the sake of, because of. You get the word diameter here.
I said it.
Let me ask you, diameter comes from the word dia. Which one do you think it relates to, the genitive or the accusative? Genitive. Okay, just checking in. Ace with the accusative means into, to, or against. The word you get. Now I realize we say this I because of English, right? We say eisegesis, we don't say eisegesis because EI, generally speaking, we can use EIGHT in English, but usually EI is an I sound. So eisegesis, from ago, which means, you had ago, haven't you? Alpha, gamma, omega? I forget what you know. Means to lead. Ago, to lead. So eisegesis is to lead into. Exegesis is to lead out of. Our goal at the school is to teach you to do exegesis. To lead out of the text what is in the text, not to lead into the text what is only in your mind.
But that's what's helpful by what we're doing, to deal with those that are doing the other.
Well, we will see people doing other, and we are ourselves capable of doing that quite often. But the key is to be aware of it and try to not do it.
Right.
X is for the genitive means out of and by, where you get the word ex, hadas. Anybody know what the word hadas means? I doubt it. It's the third declension word. You don't have to learn those yet. But hadas is a word for road or way.
We got that.
Have you got that?
That's the next lesson.
Okay, is that here?
Yeah. Way
I forget these things.
You'll get there.
Hadas, okay. Okay, hadas, out of, the way out of. Exodus, the way out. Pretty simple. The way out. Exodus. Now, why do you have sometimes ek and other times you have the word ex?
Because of what follows.
What follows, that's correct. And then what do you have to follow?
Vowel follows vowel.
If it's with a consonant that follows, it's ek. If it's a vowel, it's x. Okay. And with a dative means in. Isn't that interesting? Sometimes in languages these coincidences happen. N is pronounced in English, and it means in English. That's the way it is. It's not because there's any relationship between these words. It's just a coincidence. Erimas, erimu, hey means desert.
Your shoulder's blocking it.
My shoulder's knocking it out.
Maybe it's blocking the projector, so. Now it's your hand.
Now it's clear.
Okay, so erimas, erimu, hey, desert are the word to get the word hermit, who lives in a desert.
Okay. I always remember arid is, you think like just something with a feeling of the arid desert.
Arid desert, yeah, that helps.
I wonder.
Erimas, erimu, and actually that can't be really erimu, it's got to be eremu. But anyway, cosmos, cosmu, whose world, or cosmic, or cosmos. Cosmos is where you get the word cosmos. Cosmos means world, can mean universe. Actually has several different meanings. I had a friend who did his THM thesis on the meaning of cosmos in the New Testament. He wrote down many examples of it, all sorts of forms and such. Lithos, lithu, stone. Monolith. Monolithic means what?
One.
Well, actually, it's monolithic is something that is a single,
One
has
big
a
stone.
singular, it's a single idea, a monolithic idea. But somehow we've gotten it from the idea of only stone, one stone. So, yeah.
Why does Erimas have a hay?
A hay?
It has
Because of feminine.
Just a feminine word with
That's what
masculine.
we're gonna talk about that.
Yeah. Because
Read the chapter yet?
Yeah, I forgot.
Okay.
How dare
For the same reason that Eta, Sigma, and Omega Nupsen have a ha. Doesn't look the same, does it? Remember I said things must agree in case, gender, number, but they don't necessarily look the same. Key is not how they look, but what they are. Mathetes, mathetu, ha, disciple, mathematics. Interesting. Meno means to remain or stay, permanent. Meno. Meta with the genitive, with. Okay, meta with the accusative, after and behind. Metaphysics. Which one do you think metaphysics relates to? With or behind and after?
Behind and after.
Yeah, it's the second. Yeah, that was just after the physical or behind the physical, beyond the physical idea. Hadas, hadu, hay, road or odometer. Meter and hadas comes together, measurement of the mile, or measurement of the way, I should say, measurement of the road. Pimpo means to send. Peri with the genitive means about or concerning. Peri with the accusative means around, like perimeter, measuring around, a perimeter. It's amazing how much English relates to Greek. If you knew Latin and Greek both, you'd know most of the English language. If you knew French, which 40% of the Anglo-Saxon, when the French came in with the Norman invasion and took over Anglo-Saxon world of England in 1066, they began to have influence until they were kicked out, fortunately. I don't have a real high opinion. About 40% of the English language came from France in the development of language. And that's why in England it was very simple. Everything was very straightforward. Like if you want to say pig flesh, that's what you would say, pig flesh. But French had a separate word. They didn't call it pig flesh, they called it swine. So instead of cow flesh, it's beef, and on and on and on. In other words, they would have a word. The Anglo-Saxon language basically described, the French had to have a separate word. So that's why in English we have double language. You go to England today, you know what they call it? Instead of exit, they call it way out. Notice it's way out. Instead of entrance, entree, the entrance, it's way in. Instead of elevator, they call it the lift. And you start keep looking at the language and you realize it's very just descriptive. Unlike adding all the other words. It's sort of interesting. I don't know what they do in Canada that way.
When you have,
I took 9 years of French, and I can't say a couple of sentences in it, so.
peri, that means that specific word
Peri, if you
connected
find,
with a genitive would be interpreted one way.
if you find peri with a genitive, like cosmo, what's cosmo?
World.
Of world, literally, right? Cosmo of world. Cosmos is world, cosmo, genitive, of world. But the minute you have a preposition with it, it's not of world. The preposition takes it as its object. So peri with cosmo would be about or concerning the world. Or peri with the accusative would mean around the world. That's how it works. Now, pros means to or toward or with. Proselyte comes from that. There's a great, John 1:1 is a great passage to start talking about pros, because when people translate that with in Greek, it's not understanding that in Greek, we have a problem. In English, we have the word love. You love You love your wife, you love God, you love potatoes. You love your car and your dog. And you love, 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 love. It just has very little distinguishing marks. I mean, what are you talking about? Whereas Greek has several words to express the idea. And in Greek, for example, if you want to say with in the sense of with someone, you might use the preposition soon to mean together with, in the sense of assembly like, together with. You might mean it with, like Matan, just simply mean you're alongside of, or you're with, or maybe epi. Or you could say with, pros, and mean with in the sense of facing, toward. And that's the statement over in John 1. That the word was toward, it's not just with the Father, not like they're together, or an association, but he's actually facing the Father, which is important for no one who's ever seen God. The only Son, the one in the bosom of the Father, he has declared him, relates to the facing. Remember? It's an important concept theologically that he's facing the Father, because he looks the Father in the face and he knows what he looks like. He understands that. And then you understand the concept of reclining in the ancient world. And if you're in the Father's bosom, then you look up in his face, just like John did with Jesus. When Peter wanted to know about who the traitor was, he asked John, because John was lying there at Christ's bosom and could look up in his face at the reclining. See, it's important concepts here you miss sometimes in English. Those are preaching points. Prophetes, prophetu, prophet, where we get the word prophet. I love that they said what the Mormon Church is a non-profit organization. Non-profit, because those aren't real prophets. Then we call them false prophets. A non-profit organization. Okay. Okay, do you have any questions on what we've done here?
So I'm thinking about the possibilities of it.
Just work on it. Get something out of Greek, at least something. But anything I can leave with you, I'm happy. You may not learn Greek, but you have great jokes. Okay, any other questions? You think you have your vocabulary down? Are you working on your vocabulary? So like if I should give a pop quiz tonight on vocabulary, you'd know it. Are we at that point? Because you're going to start seeing those things sometime soon. So get your vocabulary down. You should review it all the way to the beginning of the book every week. Remember now, I told you how to learn Greek. If you'll pay attention to me, you'll learn it. You don't learn Greek by getting down last week's and working on this week's and forgetting last week's. It's rehearsal to the beginning. Always go to the beginning and be able to just go through the vocabulary just like that. If you can't say the Greek word and the vocabulary just like that, at least at this kind of pace, you don't know it yet. You should be able to say the word and say the word right after it. Okay? Get it down. Always review the beginning of the book. Same thing with forms. As, u, o, an, ed. Oi, u, on, ois, us, oi. So that's what you do all the way through. Same thing with the neuters, feminines. Just work through them until you can do them. But remember what I said about learning? What's the best way to do Greek or any language?
Say that, use all your senses.
Use all your senses. If I could give you something to taste, I'd do it. Maybe I would make Greek lollipops. I don't know. But you need, any sense you can use helps you learn. If you can write it, that's one. If you can see it, it's another. If you can hear it with your voice, that's another. If I can get you to smell it. I mean, the more senses you use with a language, the more you learn. So use at least the 3 senses you definitely can. Writing, hearing, and seeing. So that's what I did every week in Greek, all the way through Greek. And I did well. So all the way to the end. It's not because, I wouldn't have passed. I just want to know it. So every week I review everything I knew to the beginning of the semester and write it out. Now I was writing a number of pages at the end, but I reviewed every week. Everything to the beginning. Please do that. Okay? Got to have time to do it, I know, but it's the way it is. Okay, questions? We're going to read now. Let's read together some Greek. Ready? Paideia estate hora estin kai kathos ekusate hati antikristos erkitai kaiun antikristoi haloi geonesin hathen genoskonen hati escate hora estin ex hemon ex ethem auk eson ex hemen in gar ex hemon eson memen gotta get away from that. Memenekeson on meth hemon al hinan phenelophosin hati uk eson pontes ex hemon kai humes chrisma ekete apo tu hagioi kai oitate pontes uk Humi hati uk oigate te alethean al hati oigate alaten kai hati han pseudos. Yeah, be sure to get that in there. Pseudos ektes aletheas uk estin tis estin ha suspes e me ha anonymous hati Jesus uk estin ha Christos rutas estin ha antichristos ha aruminas tan patera kai tan huian has ha aruminas tan huian ude tan patera ese ha tan huian kai tan patera eke humenis ha ekusate ha arches en humin memento ean en humin mene ha arches ekusate kai humes en to huio kai en to hati menete. Good. Important to hear the Greek. It's important to hear the Greek, and you should read any Greek sentence you're going to translate. You should read it before you translate it. There's a reason for that, because you sort of need to get a feel for it, and it also sort of helps you understand where are the verbs and where the nouns and so forth.
Especially if there's if it's a question.
It's just a question and so forth. Yeah.
And you start translating, and then you get to the end, and you ask the question.
Yeah. So, little children, it is the last hour. And just as you heard that Antichrist is coming, even now Antichrist, I should say many Antichrists, have come. From whence we know that it is the last hour. And they went out of us, but they were not out of us, for if they were out of us, they would remain with us. But in order that they might be manifest or made evident that they are not all out of us. And so you have an anointing from the Holy One, and you know all. Now that's probably not right. You all know, probably. I wrote to you, I did not write to you because you do not know the truth, but because you know it, and because every liar is not out of the truth. Who is the liar, if not, or except, the one who is denying that Jesus is the Christ? This one is the Antichrist, that is the one who is denying the Father and the Son. Everyone who is denying the Son neither has the Father. The one who is confessing the Son also has the Father. You are, let's see, you heard from what you heard from the beginning, let it remain in you. If anyone should remain in him, should remain in what you heard from the beginning, also you will remain. That's a future. You will remain in the Son and in the Father. So essentially, that's what this says. It's a little odd construction there with 224, where you have the humes ha akusate. I was looking for another construction with that, but it's not there. So anyway, that's 1 John 2 there. Now let's talk about feminine and masculine nouns. Pages 28 and 29. Most nouns of the second declension are masculine. Logos, lagu, lago, lagon, and so forth. Masculine. Are neuter. That gives you teknon here, but doron, another example. A few second declension nouns ending in os are feminine. Example, he gives you two, eremos and hadas. They're feminine in form. They look like masculine in the sense of their form, but their gender is actually is feminine. Most masculine are os, uo, on, and so forth. That's when you see that, you'll normally think masculine. But that's why you also have to know with the word how it comes out. So it's hadas, hadu, hey. And automatically, when you look at hadas, you know it is a feminine, not a masculine, because you know the vocabulary for it. All such words are declined according to the pattern for masculine nouns in the second declension, but any articles, adjectives, or other modifiers associated with them will be feminine, which means that if you want to say the good way, you do not say ha-agathos. Yeah, so you don't say ha-agathos hadas, the good way. You would have to say it with a feminine and say hey agathe hadas. Doesn't look the same, but it is agreeing in case gender none. Question?
So, we just learn those, or what? We'll discover them when we look it up.
Well, I've told you to memorize it with the genitive case. Yes.
On there, that's supposed to be the endings for the masculine nouns of first declension.
What now?
The endings on the board, those are supposed to be masculine nouns for first declension.
Okay.
In the book, it has it different on the dative.
It's
The dative singular.
Where? Asuo.
It has a with an iota subscript.
Oh, right here, the dative singular?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know, actually, that's right. Oh, that's correct, though.
mine has it.
I could change it, but
Okay. I just didn't know if there's an assumption or anything.
Masculine nouns are the first declension. Okay?
What if they wanted to let the reader know that the prophet was a female prophet?
What do you mean?
Like, if prophet's a masculine word, how would you say that the lady prophet is speaking?
Well, I think if you look up in the dictionary, let's look it up here. I think when you look up in the dictionary, prophet is, I think you have an alternate form.